Okay, so like, what was your process of building your set and preparing for the show? Like, did you curate your set specifically for this show? Did you mix in any of your personal favorites? Like, what was your inspiration?
Yeah, I just wanted to play like the stuff that I like, whether it's my stuff or somebody else's stuff. So, do I look at the camera?
Just look.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can look. You honestly can look wherever.
Yeah, just look camera away. Like.
Okay. All right. Cool.
You can start over.
What was the question again? Inspiration.
Yeah, inspiration. Did you curate it? Like, how did you pick your set?
So I built my set. Like first, I just kind of picked my favorite songs that I thought would do well in front of a crowd, and then in between, I kind of just picked the stuff that I like and the stuff that, even older stuff that I found like when I first started producing that really attracted me to the funk scene, anyways. So I guess I kind of wanted to like pay homage, like DJ Smokey. I had a lot of DJ Smokey in there because that's my guy. And then just stuff I do bump on regular. Like I didn't want to do all my own tracks necessarily. I just kind of wanted to throw out, you know, all the different tastes and styles that are out there that I enjoy.
Looking back on the set last night, what are you most proud of about your set?
At this point, getting up there and doing it, to be honest, I'm pretty new to it still. This was my second show, basically, but just getting up there and facing it head on and getting through it, really. But no, there's a few little issues, but it's good practice and just want to get better at it. So the way I can get better is by doing it, I guess. But it felt good. It was smooth. Everyone said it was all right, so that's good.
That's awesome. Okay, so for those who don't know you, how did you first get into the funk scene and what drew you to the genre?
What introduced me to the genre? So I know exactly what introduced me. It was a song called 3D Spaceship by Young Lean, produced by DJ Smokey. And I heard DJ Smokey, and I was like, what is this? This is such a... It was just a different style, you know, kind of video game samples with Lex 808s, that kind of thing. Once I found him, I found his older, like, kind of Memphis stuff. And, you know, I feel like I got kind of involved in it or interested in it early on. There wasn't a lot of, like, funk producers, so you're listening to like old DJ Smokey, or then you'd find like some old 3-6 Mafia, but there became like these little collectives here and there that were doing it a little bit. So I guess that's kind of how I was introduced. SoundCloud, that kind of thing. I ended up forming a few other collectives before, or I didn't form them, but being in collectives before Holy Mob even. Some of those guys made funk, and it kind of just all came together after a while. Is that kind of what you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it's whatever you...
What was it? How was it? How was I introduced to the genre? Is that what you asked?
How did you get
Okay,
introduced?
yeah.
So professional.
Okay.
Trying.
There.
I want to ask you all this same question. I love this question. So funk has grown so much in the last few years. So where do you see the genre going next? And how do you plan to evolve with it?
I don't know. This has been crazy. Like people like Vaughn and Ponsuda that have been working really hard at like getting these shows going. You know, it's kind of, it seems like it's going to go more in that direction more than anything, which is really exciting. I'm not super, you know, active online. Like I kind of just focus on my stuff. I don't really see what's going on the internet too much in terms of like the other funk groups, but just the people in my circle, I guess, it seems like it's definitely going more to the live show, merch and that kind of stuff, which is really exciting. We're still going to be doing tapes, doing all that stuff, making beats. I mean, the music's going to be the same. It's just, seems like it's getting to a next level now, which is cool. It's exciting.
Why do you think the genre is growing so much right now?
People like Vaughn and Ponsuda and Hoodie Main in Colorado, they're, you know, they're grinding at it. They're putting in a lot of work to make this kind of stuff happen. Very consistent people. You know, Vaughn and Ponsuda, they're always making music all the time. I think that's why this genre is progressing, is people like them, obviously, not just in Holy Mom, but other crews, Purple Posse, you know, Backwind's huge for the community. Ryan Celsius is huge for the community. So people like that genuinely love it, and like that's what they do, you know, those kind of people.
Hell yeah. How would you describe funk music?
It's a good question. There's a lot of different styles right now. I would say, I'll answer your other question first, because I'd count this as kind of funk music. Introduced to funk music by one of my friends, like older brothers. They were from Houston, a lot of chill shit, a lot of that kind of stuff. He showed me DJ Screw tapes, and so that's a big component of funk music, as well as like the old underground Memphis funk, like DJ Paul and DJ Squeaky and those kind of guys. That's that's probably my first introduction to funk, if you want to call it that. But in terms of the sound of funk, definitely DJ Smokey. But I would describe it right now. I mean, there's so many different styles. There's like some really gritty shit, like 3 6 Mafia kind of, like all those underground kind of artists, you know, that 3 6 Mafia was inspired by. It's like dark and gritty and dusty almost. But then you have, I don't know, I don't think you can describe it at this point. There's so many different, like Vaughn's got his style. I don't know. That's a hard question.
Is there like a part of every funk song that's the same?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like the
808s,
formula to it?
Yeah.
I guess simplified, old funk samples, soul samples with some sort of acapella over it, really, with some trap drums. That's basically it. The video game sample could be a video game melody. I don't know. It's pretty simple, actually. Like, I guess it's just some sort of jazzy or, soul sample with acapella and trap drums.
I like that description because I feel like every time I ask a DJ what funk is, everyone gives me a little bit of a different answer. There's just so many different layers of funk, from like cloud funk to drift funk to...
Well, there's wave funk too, so I guess it doesn't even need to be a soul sample or anything. It's mostly just the acapella. The use of an acapella is a big component of it, I suppose. What's funny is, like, early on, like some of the guys I was producing with, we would do that because we didn't want people to like rap over them. So we'd put someone else's acapella on it, and we didn't really know that was like a thing someone else was doing it before I found like DJ Smokey, which is cool. Like, here's like a proof of concept of what this beat could be, you know. But then it's like part of this other artist's like choice. It's like, well, that's kind of sick actually. Like, I don't even need to get a rapper on it. Like, I can just make beats and it's gonna sound sick as hell. You can flip samples and a lot of sampling. It's cool.
Are there any upcoming projects or collaborations that your fans should be on the lookout for?
I have a few collabs. Vaughn's working on one right now. I'm gonna get Ponsuda on one. No projects really. I have a lot of stuff that I need to post. I have a few like kind of tapes I've been like really honestly sitting on. I just gotta post at some point, so that'll probably happen. Hopefully. I've been saying it for too long. We don't know. And then we're gonna keep doing the Holy Mob tapes. We have a few things I can't really talk about. There's some exciting stuff though.
Well, cool. Thank you for answering all my questions.
Was I rambling?
No, you did great.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you're very natural and you were well spoken.
Like, even
cool. I felt like I was rambling a little bit.
Nah, even with the cuts, it's probably less than 10 minutes.
Okay, word.
Like, it's not even 15 minutes. You didn't even hit 15 minutes at all.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yo, it's Ponsuda.
So for the show last night, what was your process of building your set? What was your like inspiration?
For my set list, I wanted to play like the most streamed tracks. That was kind of the way I went. So I kind of just checked Spotify streams and just like made a list of all my top streaming tracks. And then I used ChatGPT I gave ChatGPT the keys and the BPMs of my tracks. And then it made me, and I also gave it like a little description of the tracks, and it just made me the fire set list that like matches keys and BPMs. It's just fire.
I thought that ChatGPT could even do that. That is so cool.
This is that. It still blows my mind how they can do.
Was there any like standout moments or like something you won't forget from last night?
Yes, the people were just coming up to me saying that they, fuck with my music or saying that they love what I do. Like, that means a lot to me because the only reason I'm even doing this is because music saved my life as a child, you know what I'm saying? And so I just want to give people inspiration for their life. And so, being able to do that for so many people in my city is a big blessing for me.
I love that. That must be really rewarding.
Yeah, it is. Very much so.
Looking back, what are you most proud of about your set at Dead or Alive?
I'm most proud of the fact that I played some unreleased stuff for my tape coming out September 28th. It took a lot of work for me to finish all of that music and have it ready for my set list, and also to like coordinate the show and get the show ready at the same time. It was kind of crazy leading up to it, but it all worked out, and Everest hopped on the track and absolutely murdered that shit, and it sounds really good live, so that all went extremely well at the show.
Sweet. We're definitely looking forward to hearing your new EP.
It's a mix. I'm gonna call it a mixtape, but you know, people call it whatever they want.
It's music. Are there any other like big projects or anything on the horizon that fans should be looking forward to for Ponsuda and or Holy Mob?
At the moment for myself, Ponsuda, y'all can expect tapes like basically every other month or every month. Like I'm about to drop a lot of music, more than I have ever before. So y'all can expect that from me. As for Holy Mob, we're working with a lot of artists. We're working with some singers, some rappers, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get some big names on our beats, do some collaborations, and do a compilation that way. Because we always, you know, use our beats and sample and whatnot, but we're trying to move more towards working with vocal artists and see how that goes.
The future of Phonk.
Exactly, yeah.
Live samples, love it. Okay, so more about yourself. So for those who don't know you, how did you first get into the Phonk scene and what drew you to the genre?
Well, what introduced me is like, I listened to like a lot of UGK, Pimp C, like Houston scene stuff as a kid. Like I got introduced to that through my dad. And I also like really like the 90s Memphis stuff as a kid too. Cause like I always loved horror movies as a kid. And like, that's like horror music. So I was like, I love that shit. And like when I realized I wanted to make music, I was making all kinds of genres at first. And then I had found Phonk. And it like basically brought together all of my childhood music. And I was like, I want to do that forever now, you know? And that's how it came together. That's what inspired me to make Phonk, I would say.
Nice. Yeah, I think Phonk has that like nostalgic feel.
Nostalgic appeal to like all ages, you know what I'm saying?
So how would you describe Phonk?
It's experimental, and it's like whatever word is the opposite of limited. Like it could be anything. It could be dark, it could be happy, it could be scary, it could be, you know, fun, it could be lit, you know, it could be deep, it could be simple, it could really be anything. It's just like, but when you hear it, it's like it has a very specific sound though, because it has big booming bass mixed with like, you know, the classic Atlanta, Memphis trap drums. It's just, it has the specific sound, and like what gives it its sound is like the specific samples using like drum loops under your drums, you know what I'm saying? Like 90s Memphis drum loops under your drums. Stuff like that, it just gives it that signature sound. That's how I would describe it. It's like, keep it simple though, experimental trap music.
Do you see it evolving?
It already has. It's already evolved into drift funk and house funk and, you know, all kinds of different spin-offs in the genre. And I feel like the spin-offs are even bigger than the OG funk now.
And next up is live samples.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people, Soudier is doing that. Shout out to Soudier. You know, he's working with a lot of vocal artists and, you know, taking what he's done in his career and like applying it to a vocal artist. I think is really sick. And I think any funk artists just start doing that as well with what they're doing.
Yeah, and live shows would be next level, like with having a live rapper or singer.
Right?
In conjunction with the DJs.
Right? Because it's like the DJ produced it and he's DJing and there's a rapper over it. All live. Like, I think that would be sick.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think the music scene is getting very exciting, in particular with this scene, because it's all new and it's all, it could go a lot of different directions, and really it's up to us what direction it goes. So it's very exciting.
What would you contribute the rise of Phonk?
That's a really good question, because it's almost like mythical, you know. It's like in 2017, it just like popped off, at least the OG Phonk, and then 2016, 2017, and then what it was is like Purple Posse, like DJ Smokey started it, obviously, at least the producer Phonk version. I know like Space Ghost Perp started the word and like, you know, he actually invented it, but like, you know, DJ Smokey was like the first producer representing that name, and then, you know, Soudier came into the game and all Purple Posse came into the game, and they were just dropping like track after track after track after track after track after track. Like every day, one of them was dropping a classic Phonk track that all of us listen to today. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the ones who like were the most consistent, aka like people like Soudier, like they're huge now because they just like took advantage of that time that may not ever happen again. You know what I'm saying? And so it just happened. It was a special moment in the music scene. And now it's created several genres from it.
Which all probably like stems from passion for the music and
Absolutely.
motivation to keep going.
Absolutely. Like all the people who started this genre are all very passionate about music. So it's like it all comes from passion, it all comes from love, it all comes from a feeling, and that's why I love this music.
That's how sweet. That was beautifully said.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's the time span for your career from 1 to 5 years from now? So in the next year and the next 5 years.
Like what do I see my career at?
Yeah.
I mean, in the next 5 years, I'll be doing exactly what I'm doing now, but bigger. You know, more money, more investments, you know, more knowledge, more shows, more merch.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I see in the next 5 years.
And what's something that you feel like could be improved on the community?
Marketing. Every artist in this scene or any scene really needs to learn marketing. They need to learn promo. They need to get on a camera, you know, talk to a camera a little bit. That stuff is important. Like it's the number one thing that will let you be seen to everyone. I think that's like the number one thing everybody got to work on. And the best way to do that is for everybody to work together. So it makes it easier.
Literally, teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly. Yep.
And this gives me a throwback to the video, just conversation at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. This was just a random idea I had. I don't really know where I'm going with it yet.
I mean,
but
I imagine we'll edit it
yes.
and make it shorter and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it would look dope, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely looks clean.
It's definitely like not really been done before. Like I know like Smokey did an interview before, and that was like there's different ways you can do interviews too. Like you know you can do like an hour-long interview, or you can do like a cut-up interview. But yeah, it's gonna be sick though. Thank you guys.
I really like what you had to say about the genre and where you see it going, and
Yeah, that's how
it's inspiring.
It's literally up from here. I mean, we're kind of just getting started with all this live stuff.
Yeah, I
Like
mean
the last couple years.
the only thing that could stop us is us stopping. You know.
Not looking at the camera kind of interviews, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd say like if you want to look at me or like anywhere else, like I'm cool with that, like either or. Because I remember earlier, oh my leg, real quick, but that's basically how it went. Like by everybody else, like as long as they were comfortable with it, then you know we're just chilling.
I'll just do whatever works.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
We ain't nervous. It's just a conversation.
No.
Another day, bro. All right. For anyone that doesn't know, what's your name?
Inteus.
And you go by that on all social media platforms?
Yes.
So, is this your first time in Dallas?
No, I was here last year.
Okay. Is this the biggest venue you've actually performed at?
Most definitely.
Okay, so how was your experience overall performing at the Green Elephant?
Pretty surreal, especially after making music for a long time and finally performing for a real show in front of a real crowd. That was pretty surreal. Having people come up to you and stuff, so that was sick.
Got you. So what is the most eye-opening thing that you felt when you're actually at the venue yesterday for the Holy Mob show?
To be honest, it was crazy to see how big Phonk is down here, and it kind of opens up that vision where like there is potentially huge success in the future for this to go, and it grows into something huge.
Got you.
You know?
Okay. Got you. My bad for stumbling up on you. But I heard the same thing when I was talking to Ponsuda,
Yeah.
which is basically like there's nothing but growth
Yeah.
ever since like this show. So where do you see the genre or just the community in the next year to 5 years?
Next year, 5 years, probably a lot of more shows, hopefully a lot more bigger venues, a lot more people coming to these shows. I hope producers collaborate with each other more as we have a lot of new people that have, you know, smaller followings, but they're incredibly talented and they deserve that love and recognition, honestly. That'd be nice to see. Have them grow, everyone else grows, we get more people on board, we get new producers. It's a cycle. It can grow to national recognition, worldwide recognition. You know, we have the stats, we can see that. From all over the world, all over the country, love this shit.
Yeah.
They absolutely love this shit, and it's crazy. Bass just brings people together. So.
What is one piece of advice you would give the next generation of producers? Because you talked about this earlier.
Try weird shit. Try weird shit, and then just be communicating with each other, because I feel like there can be a lot of differences between people in the scene where, you know, maybe they take some sort of weird online gesture as like, you know, an insult or something, and that's just not the case. People are just, you know, more direct, and they come to you with questions and ask things. You know, I feel like if there was more of that going around, we would all become a lot better at what we do a lot quicker, and we could grow faster as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm guessing that's something that you also saw like the last few days, like everybody coming together in general.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it is crazy because like Chris or like Bright Ideas, like on visuals, like we were just talking in general about that, and I just thought like he was just running everywhere, but at the end of the day, he saw the final result of everything, and it was definitely worth the time, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely worth the time. Those guys are insane with their visuals and the things that they did for the show. Without them, we wouldn't have had the show.
Definitely. So, I know we talked earlier. What were your actual impression on, I would say, not the turnout, but just how you actually felt? Like, were you more comfortable as soon as you got on stage? Were you nervous beforehand?
Definitely nervous, even when I was up with, you know, standing with SHELTR,
Mm-hmm.
and then I took over the sticks, and I was definitely nervous for the first couple songs, but just kind of just trying to bob into it, get into it, and once I was really just getting the hang of it real quick, it was nice to just get into the flow and just relax and just spin some music.
Got you. What is one thing that you feel like I think I already asked this question, but like, what's something that you feel like could improve on, just not the genre, but just overall, like the community in general?
I mean, yeah. I guess besides like communication and stuff and improvement, my mind just kind of my mind went blank. It went in several different places. Open-mindedness, and I guess being okay with. Excuse me, edit that out. Oh, you better edit that out. That was bad.
I got you.
My voice is shot from yesterday. So
I heard it like when you were at the bar and everything.
Yeah,
I was like, there's no way.
Because everyone kept talking to me. I had to like talk over the music, and I can't even like keep up with. But now I lost my train of thought. Yeah.
I think it was
No, I know like what improvement, and I had my answer. And I just lost it.
Okay, I could rephrase it. What would you what was what would you tell your younger self in terms of producing?
Relax, but and try to just finish stuff if you don't like it, because just being able to discipline yourself and finish things, get things out consistently, you will see the result when you are just trying to make things for fun, and things will connect a lot easier for you, even if you don't know theory or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Got you. And do you see the live scene growing more than you expected?
Oh, yeah. That's going up. You know, from what you see from photos and videos of Colorado, huge ass club. It's just filled for people. And then even yesterday's show, I was like, this is a really good turnout. So I think if we just have the more opportunities to get those events and all that stuff, get bookings into nice clubs, because it's going to be a path, working way up that kind of path to get to like a festival level. I'm not sure we could ever get to that, but that's what the challenge would be, right? Like, let's question that.
Yeah.
What's that famous festival for rappers? I can't remember the life of me. Rolling Loud.
Yeah, Rolling Loud.
Yeah, bro. Imagine a whole like stage just for Phonk artists at Rolling Loud.
Yeah, and what's that other festival in the desert? I forgot what it's actually called.
Burning Man?
Yeah, Burning Man. Yeah.
That would be crazy too. Just a bunch of roaming Phonk DJs. I mean, that'd be
awesome.
sick, dude. That'd be absolutely sick. And those are big things.
Mm-hmm.
Those are very big deals.
Yeah, I'll never expect that, but if it were to happen, that'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot, I'm thinking, because I'm kind of blinking too right now.
Yeah,
I kind of asked like the deep questions at the beginning, or like when it comes to like production overall.
Yeah, if you got another one, just fire away.
Yeah. It was different when she was actually here because she was like doing everything and I was just focusing on the camera.
That's fair. That's fair. Do your thing, dude.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, are you more excited about your next live show?
I don't know when the next live show is, but you know, I'm usually pretty nervous to go up in front of people. That's a hard thing to do and get over, but I think the more you do it, it just becomes kind of numbing and you don't care anymore. And I can kind of see that with like Vaughn and Ponsuda, where they just have like that automatic confidence.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you do what you gotta do to get your music out there. So just get over it, I guess.
Yeah. So what's in the works for the future for Inteus and Holy Mob in general?
I'm kind of focusing on just making sure we are set up for the next big Holy Mob project, and probably just taking a break on the personal side of things for Inteus and just relaxing, experimenting, trying some new things out, trying to push the boundaries a little bit with like how I mix things, you know, fidelity wise, layering wise, production side of things, such as like writing things from scratch, you know, trying to get into all that contact stuff with the sample libraries. I have a nice piano, I'm just collecting dust. So I'm trying
to take it out.
I would love to make use of it. That would be nice.
Yeah.
You know, life happens. You know, you can't always just get together. That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, there's a time and place for everything.
Always. Okay. I think that's about it. Any closing remarks? Any shout outs that you got?
Shout out to Ponsuda, all the Infinite.wav guys with like in the venue. Without all of that, I mean, we couldn't have had the experience we've had last night. That was amazing. I look forward to making new music and continuing forward with, you know, music in general, just producing, releasing some new stuff for people to hear because it's been a while. And yeah, we'll see what happens about the next live show, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see it.
Alright. We're good.
Alright.
It's sweet.
Hopefully that wasn't like cringe.
Nah.
I don't know. Yeah, it is. That's as dim as it goes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Are my feet gonna be visible? Should I wear shoes? I'm gonna wear shoes. Makes me feel professional.
Yeah, and I usually just flip out the screen just so
Cool.
you can see like what you look like basically. Man, it was funny earlier because she was like, "Yo, that LED's so cool."
It's dope, yeah. That was like one of the first pictures on the Airbnb listing because I think they know it's a big selling point.
Yeah, especially down south. Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just conversation at this point.
Sounds good. Perfect.
All right, bro. Just say your name, and yeah. That's
Yeah, okay. Do you want me to get a chair for you or something? I feel like it's like
Oh, now
it'd be better to be like at the same eye level if possible. But let me see. Okay, never mind. I don't see a chair anywhere.
Yeah, I'll probably stand. I mean, I've
Okay.
just been doing
Yeah,
this
no
all
worries.
day. Yeah, dude. So, how was your experience? Well, like with the show yesterday, overall?
It was sick. I mean, this has been a long time coming. We actually were planning to do a big Holy Mob show in August of 2020. And you can imagine why that fell through due to some world events beyond our control. So that was the last time we were planning to do a show. And the last time we actually have all been together was, I think, in March of 2019. So it's been over 5 years in the making at this point. And it feels so good not only to kind of check off that box, like finally got to do another show together, but also, you know, I think because it's been so long, it was even more meaningful, not only for us, but for everybody who attended. And we got to see a lot of familiar faces, meet a lot of people for the first time who we've been making music with. And yeah, it's just a surreal experience from end to end.
Yeah, man. So, overall, how do you think your expectations felt when the show actually happened? Like, did they exceed expectations? Did they meet your expectations?
Oh yeah, absolutely exceeded expectations. I think it's also super impressive, you know, getting to play a show with Inteus and SHELTR, who are a little bit newer to DJing. I still feel like a beginner, but they definitely still had kind of the nerves going into the show yesterday. And yeah, it was really cool. I was very proud of them to see them kind of put those nerves to the side and really deliver a fantastic show for everybody involved. So I think they killed it, and I'm just super proud of the team.
Yeah, just stoked for the future at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see, you know, maybe one of these days we'll do a mob show with even more than 4 of us, you know, because there's like 9 of us on the roster, so it'd be sick to get more of us in the same room together and just kind of collaborate and
yeah, push the sound even further, I guess.
How many times have you actually performed in like Dallas or like in Texas?
This is my second time in Dallas, second show in Texas too. The first time I had ever been to Texas was when I played at the Dallas stop on Ryan Celsius's tour last year.
And how has the experience been this time versus last time in terms of the venue, the overall amount of people that came out? Like how did it change since last time?
Well, it was a different experience from last time because this was actually my first outdoor show, which in summer in Texas, pretty brutal, not gonna lie. It's very, very hot, but no, it's a super cool spot, the Green Elephant. It's in Deep Ellum, which is a super like great area for that type of thing. So I think it was just a great energy, and in terms of like the production quality and whatnot, I think that Infinite.wav has done a really fantastic job of cultivating this scene in Dallas. They're really putting in the work, doing consistent shows, and bringing out talent from across the country. So I really respect what they're doing, and I'm excited to see them, develop that even further. And I'm excited to see people doing stuff like that in other areas throughout the world. It's super, super cool to see because it's something that I think this scene has deserved for a long time.
Yeah, many years since this has actually been happening, especially with a lot of events happening in the last year or two. It seems like every few months you see a live show popping up versus many years ago.
Yep.
Never used to see them at all.
That's true. Yeah, it was like once in a several years type of opportunity getting to go to a show like that. But now it's cool to see, the shows are happening more regularly. They might be, relegated to specific markets at this point, at this early stage, but it's cool to see people, care about it enough to fly out, from out of town and whatnot to see these shows. So it's just, I think it reflects how cool of a community we have and how big of an opportunity this is to kind of bring the scene to the next level.
Yeah. A question I asked earlier to a couple of the guys was, what do you wish to see in the next year to 5 years when it comes to the community in terms of the live shows, helping each other out, in terms of improving the next generation of producers, and also, like I said earlier, what do you want to see outside of just overall improvement? Like, if you want to name something specific.
That's a great question. I mean, there are many different avenues you could go down. I think that most people are surprised. Most producers who I've talked to who have recently gotten into DJing like myself, I think it's kind of a shared experience that it ends up being not as big of a deal as you think it might be at first. Like, it seems really daunting when you haven't, gone beyond just producing the music in your bedroom and actually like performing it live. But yeah, it's a super rewarding experience getting to, feed off of the crowd and see in real time the reaction that your music evokes in people. So I would definitely encourage producers who want to, contribute to bringing this scene to the next level to try DJing. I think that if you throw your hat in the ring, you might be surprised just how naturally it comes to most of us who are already into, producing music, because, you have a good feel for this sound and your fundamentals of music theory. So in general, I think most people are able to make it work, and it's a super fun experience, especially getting to meet, some producers from different parts of the world that you have worked with for maybe even years and have never met face to face.
What's something, because I asked a couple of them this, what's something, if you could tell your younger self, like any type of advice, what would that be in terms of production?
I mean, I think that I've kind of found moments where I'm really good at feeling confident in my sound and, really letting myself experiment with different ideas and really get creative and not hold myself to any like arbitrary standards or labels or whatever. But yeah, I think in general, I would just encourage myself to stick to that mindset of not worrying about, fitting within a specific niche or mold, or even an expectation that you might have cultivated for years just by making a certain genre for a really long time. Side of why you started making music in the first place, because it was like, it kind of just was a result of me hearing a song maybe and thinking like, oh, what if they did this like slightly differently, or what if they did this and mixed it with this other type of genre. So yeah, you're creating it for yourself and what you think sounds good, so don't lose sight of that.
And in terms of overall the entire collective Holy Mob, what's in store for you guys after completing? I'm guessing this is your second complete live show.
Yes.
What's in store in terms of tapes, any news, what's in store for Holy Mob for the future?
Yeah, so at the moment, I think that I'm really focused on getting some of these guys out to shows and meeting some of the fans, and yeah, just getting comfortable playing your music live, because it's a super rewarding experience, and I think that these guys are more than talented enough to, excel in that, and so I'm just super proud of the guys who have taken that leap and are willing to give that a shot. I think that another thing we're going to be working on in the next year is an album that we've been working on for a super long time. We've been teasing it for a really long time, but yeah, just going to be putting a little bit more work into collaborating with people outside of Holy Mob, especially when it comes to getting original vocals recorded on some of these songs. So that's going to be a huge focus for us in the near future. So really looking forward to finally getting that out there in the next year or so, I would say.
And that's about right. Solid 10.
There you go. Stay tuned for that.
The future. Man, that was awesome, man.
Thanks.